Two world champions, the best in their respective divisions, meeting for the first time. Nigel Benn had a superb record of 39 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw. Gerald McCLELLAN had notched up 31 wins and just 2 losses. It was a fight the boxing world will never forget.
Well, hello there. Pull up a ringside seat with us. And, well, to beat an old cliche to death, these two have the old equaliser. 33 first-round wins. Now, you've been warned by Frank Warren and Don King, as we did last week with Frank Bruno, but his opponent, well, he couldn't stand up in a 15-mile-an-hour win, really. These two have had 16 title fights, can take it and dish it out. Ben, tremendous reception he's had here tonight, and he caged around like a lion there, roaring to get out. He really did. He's really fired up for this one, and he'll need to be, because this is some puncher.
McCLELLAN looking for him straight away, Reg. Right from the opening bell, he's looking for the finisher.
He's ducking very low, Jim, below the waistline, and he looks as though he's done him in the opening round, and we thought this might happen. That was why the odds are so big. Is he going to climb back? You can usually get a bit longer to get back from the canvas, more than 10, and he's going to. What a sensational start. We didn't expect Ben to go over this quickly, and I couldn't understand why he was propping himself on the ropes, a bit like wet laundry there for a second or two. This man is absolutely tremendous puncher. He's got to throw punches back now, Ben, to hang in there.
Count, Reg. He should take another count until his head clears. Get back onto the one knee, try and get that head clear. His legs are completely gone. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not defending, he's not attacking. He must take another count, get his head cleared.
He's technically ducking below the waistline, which is not allowed, but does it matter? I don't blame him. I'd try and jump on this fella's back, but what he's doing now, that's the only way he can, is to claim him. The French referee is pushing McCLELLAN off, which won't please him too much.
The French referee has been very kind to Ben in this first round. He's given him a conveniently long count when he was out of the ring. He's trying to keep McCLELLAN off, but this man will not be denied. Ben badly shaken.
He's supposed to be at the most dangerous when he's wounded, Ben. He's proved that in the past, but this fella's a little bit higher class than some of the... See how generally he's almost falling over as he turned away from the referee.
Ben is not dangerous here, Rez, because he's so badly stunned he can't get any leverage into his counter punches. See, nothing in that punch, off balance, his body weight is back. That was a better shot, but McCLELLAN just takes it and comes back.
So he's not generally known to the public at large, McCLELLAN, but the bookmakers knew, didn't they? They bet from the head, not the heart.
Again, the referee being a little bit kind to Ben here. It's as though he's trying to help him survive this round. Ben has to come back with something. Has to get his body weight forward and try and get some leverage into the punch. He's backed up in the ropes, no power.
This man is just remarkable. These first round wins he keeps having. Ben saying, well, I've beaten better men than he hasn't. And it could well do it. It looks, Jim, as though he might have just ridden the storm.
Still shaky, Reg. This kind of punishment takes some time to clear out of your head. But he come back with a good shot and actually made McCLELLAN back off there.
That first punch that came was really the small stone of a landslide from McCLELLAN.
He's doing the right thing now. Keep close.
That's it. He survived the round anyway. So all bets off on the first round decision. That was what the bookmakers were worried about. I frankly couldn't care less about them. I'm more concerned about Ben. And they brought in Denny Mancini here, who's very experienced in the corner, to help out with the manager Peter De Freitas and trainer this Kevin Sanders here. And let's have a little nick under that right eye, Jim, that Mancini, the cut man as they call him in the game, is taking care of. That was some round, wasn't it? Totally one-sided, mind you. I mean, Benjamin only got a couple of punches in, really. There it is.
Ben got a chance to display at Reg was his tremendous fighting heart, staying in there when many fighters would have gone out and stayed out. But the punches thankfully weren't landing cleanly on the chin. There were stunning punches to the top and to the side of the head, but not punches on the chin. If those punches had been on the chin, the fight would be over already. Ben out the ring here, so he's entitled to a bit more time to get back in again.
And he wasn't pushed back in, that's against the rule, but I think they've parked the rules at the front gate by the look of it. Round 2. Now, can he get that dizziness out? These eyes were in separate orbit at one stage there, Ben. He's a bit of a fussy referee, this European.
I think Ben should be thankful for that. His legs still look a little bit unsteady. We'll see if he can get any leverage. That's better. He has to get his body weight forward, get some punches off.
There's the old Dart Destroyer now, getting back to his fighting days. Both these fellas actually were amateur champions of their own country. You'd never believe it the way they're wading in here. They're not trying to baffle each other with science at the moment. It's soft.
This looks better for Ben. He's managing to get body weight forward, get some power into the punches. But McCLellan even looks smooth when he's backing off.
See, people always say, and quite rightly, that he's a great puncher, but the fella can box a bit.
That was a good shot from Ben. That was a good left hook. That's exactly what he needs. Get some confidence back into that line.
This is some comeback in the second round, isn't it? He's complaining about a rabbit blow there on the back of the neck, McCLellan.
Good right hand from Ben. See, McCLellan does not have a great defence. Ben has to go looking and trying to make the chances.
He had these fights, Jim McCLellan, with two of them with Julian Jackson like this, and he came out on top in explosive starts like this.
Well, he does have a good chin, but he does not have a good defence. And he's missing now, Ben getting under the shots.
Crowd roaring now for Ben. That's some comeback. It looked all over, didn't it?
Another good right hand. Ben is getting punches thrown out and he's shaking McCLellan up. McCLellan, no defence.
He's done it before as the underdog. Remember the Aaron Barkley fight that we covered on ITV, Jim, and Doug DeWitt. They were favourites to lick him.
McCLellan is looking a little bit sloppy in this round, Reg. As though he felt the fight was over.
We don't know anything about stamina, actually, McCLellan, because he's never had to go the full distance. It looks as though he's definitely got himself together now, doesn't it, Ben?
Another perfect left hook from Ben.
Well, they said it was going to be explosive. Yes, a wild two, but does that matter? The crowd are really going for this one, and I'm sure you are at home. Got some sweaty palms around here now, and fidgeting around the ringside, and people wondering exactly what's going to happen now. Which one is going to go first? What an atmosphere it is here. Welcome back now. Well, there was in that opening round, it looks as though Ben had more chance of surviving a firing squad than he did McCLellan, but he's got over it and he had a good second round. And as Jim Watt was saying, he looked a little bit defensively sloppy there, McCLellan.
See, Ben is ducking low as he comes forward, and that's working. McCLellan has not landed a decent punch in the second round, and he can't solve this low style of Ben's out. Ben's coming out of the crouch, and he's landing the shots. Ben has found the perfect answer to McClellan's style. Keep his own chin low and come up from the crouch with hooks.
And he's doing all the things that he promised as well, Ben.
McCLellan is actually trying to turn boxer here.
Well, if he didn't have any respect for him before the fight, he's got it now.
That's a good right hand.
Yeah, he's got some length in those punches, Jim, too, McCLellan. He can hurt from a distance punch.
Ben's tactics are perfect in the second round, and the way he started the third here. Well, he certainly gained McClellan's respect for the punches that he landed in the second round.
I know Frank Bruno's up there giving Nigel all the support he needs. He stood up to shout out there. I think he's had more sweat watching this fight than he could certainly work up against somebody called Marion Shepter Malik last week. But this fight has certainly made up for it, even if it ends now.
Who would have thought in the first round that Ben would have McClellan backing off in the third? Unbelievable. Ben's head just a little bit high that time. When he keeps it low, bobs and weaves as he goes forward, he's keeping out of trouble.
Oh, he's hit him with that uppercut there.
Suddenly McClellan has to think about defence.
Yeah, and turned to southpaw then, Jim, to try and put him off a bit. See, these first round wins that he's had so many of them now, McClellan, it looks like, well, nothing recedes like success because he's got overconfident. But he's still there. Oh dear, those...
followed by a good right hand.
Yeah, that long right hand I just said to you, that's the one he hurts with as well.
That's the big difference between the two, the impact of the punches when they land. McClellan's punches are hurting, but Ben's not really getting the same impact.
Oh, they're hurting all right, but not getting him over. And he's come back a lot better in this round.
One shot, yeah? I don't want that.
Just listen.
I want you to keep your head moving all the time, Nigel.
You got hurt 2 or 3 more times in this fight, but next time you throw yourself, you don't even want you to try to get him out of there. Next time, you chill. He's going to be beat up. Believe me, he's going to be beat up. Take your time, baby. Put it on this guy. Keep your right hand up there. Keep doing it.
Second time, round 4.
And we're in round 4. And certainly the old Royal Fusilier here is showing all the fighting spirit, and he's mustered the will both to revive body and spirit after that what could have been a disastrous opener there for Ben. And Mr. McClellan certainly not looking the 3-to-1 on chance.
Well, Ben just wants to keep that head low as he goes forward and come out of the crouch with either right or left hooks. That's what's been working for him in the second and third rounds. He has to keep coming forward. He can't allow McClellan to back him up.
McClellan's never been beyond the 8th round, actually, Jim. Not completed 12, obviously, and Ben has 4 times, but I would still be surprised if it goes that far. We're only in the 4th round. The super middleweight championship, 12 stone. And McClellan came in at 11-11, Ben at 12 stone.
Well, Ben has having no trouble getting the punches home, Reg. McClellan's defence is very sloppy.
And he's certainly given it the old blaster that we saw in the early days of Ben's career when he was really knocking them over. What he used to call the Mexican road sweepers. But this fella's a long way from that.
McClellan still hasn't solved out Ben's style. He's been missing with that straight, long right, and he's not coming back with the left hook, so Ben is keeping out of trouble.
Remember, he was a former WBO and WBC middleweight champion, McClellan. He vacated those championships to come up into the higher division.
I think Ben has shocked McClellan with his punching power and his hat.
He's hanging on for dear life there, absolutely. It was like a sailor there, Jim, in a storm, you know, clinging onto the mast. He wouldn't let go of it. All right, it might be a bit scrappy, though. I said they're not battling each other with science particularly, but it's absolutely thrilling stuff. And the The East Enders here are really lapping it up. No, they just whisked past it there, Jim. The crowd thought they landed, but the second punch didn't.
But the main thing is Benn's the one exerting the pressure, still pushing McCLELLAN back. See, then he missed again with the right hand, McCLELLAN, but didn't come back with the left hook. I mean, basic boxing tells you miss with the right, come back with the left hook. With this pace alone, Reg, something has got to give.
Second time, round 5.
Fifth round. And Benn's corner, I think we heard him saying the other guy's running out of ideas, which is very possible. First time he's been with a new trainer, Kevin Saunders. And it's coming up for him. As you say, Jim, very few of them get McCLELLAN on this back foot and moving off like this. But
McCLELLAN is used to bullying people, Reg, and he's not doing that. Quite the opposite. Benn is beginning to bully him, pushing him back, not allowing him the leverage in his punches. Right hand again from Benn.
He's still lethal, though, Jim. I mean, Julian Jackson was a real hard puncher. Ask Harold Graham. And McCLELLAN caught up with him in the fifth round.
But Reg, he's not looking sharp in his movements or in his punching.
No, I agree with that. I think at the moment it looks like being Benn's fight. Can you believe this? And there's a scorecard.
My card.
Well, actually, McGregor's got him the other way around, but it's whichever way you want to pick there, Jim.
No, I think Benn's work rate and his cleaner punching has got him in front. McClellan's been jabbing and trying to keep him off balance. I like Benn's work far better.
Oh, what a shot that was. Turn to southpaw again. You see, he's liable to confuse himself as well there, McCLELLAN. It shows a little touch of desperation there. I think he's a bit shocked that this fella's got a heart as big as a lion anyway, hasn't he? He's worked himself into good shape here, good mental shape, fired up here, Benn. We've seen him come through a few of these in the past.
McClellan's looking a little bit more composed in this round. Still no defence, he's very, very reckless, but looking a bit more composed.
Almost losing the gum shield there, as though he's spitting it out, McCLELLAN. Frank standing up, there he is. See, I should imagine with his voice he could hear him all right, Ben.
Ben just beginning to feel the pace a little bit. He's thrown a lot of shots, Reg, missed with a lot, and I think the pace is beginning to tell on him now.
A long time since I've seen Frank Bruno more excited than this, and I hope you all are. I wonder why he's leaving it out of his mouth, the gum shield like that. I think the referee's entitled to tell him put it back. It's obligatory. Oh, there it goes again.
It could be breathing problem, Reg. I don't know. I mean, I've never seen a fighter doing that with a gum shield voluntarily. Maybe breathing problems. Maybe he's really gasping for air there. This really is a pace.
Well, we had a build-up for this fight to say it was exclusive, and round 6. Looking at those points there, Jim, perhaps Barry McGuigan gave it the 2-pointer in the opening round from the knockdown, and that was...
yeah, that was just a bit swinging.
Yeah. would just about swing it. But all right, well, let's call it level. But I would have leaned now a bit to Ben on the scores.
But what I noticed, Red, there was an awful lot more care and attention in McClellan's boxing in the 5th round there. He's gained Ben's respect. He knows it's going a lot longer than they expected, and he needs some steam. He needs to look after his team.
So he's got him level now, Jim, and the unofficial. 3 judges, Switzerland, Thailand, Mexico, if called upon. I think they might have a superfluous job still. A long way to go yet.
I just think, Reg, with the pace that they're setting, someone has got to go physically, even if they're not knocked out. Sheer exhaustion could decide this fight.
Ben has always said if he takes him a few rounds, he really fancies the job, because there is some doubt really about McClellan's staying power, but it's never really been proved. On the other hand, you know, once he gets past the 8th round, it's unknown territory.
But Ben's still not allowing McClellan to settle. This is what he must do, go making the chances, push him back as much as possible.
No, they're not getting through those punches. They might look from the back of the hall, but they will. He was ducking and diving, to use a Bruno expression, quite well.
As long as Ben stays low, he's normally out of trouble. It's when he leans back, he's taking severe chances.
He's almost calling him on there, isn't he, Ben? Do you notice that? Yes, he's looking over to the corner saying, don't worry, I'm okay, I'm in charge, I got it here. Came in with a new hairstyle. He's had the old woolly hat on, concealing that from us at press conferences. Slipped on the wet there in Ben's corner, McClellan.
Well, Reg, I think we can rate this already as Ben's greatest ever performance. To come off the floor in the 1st round the way he did, and come back in and actually take control of things the way he's doing here.
Against a fighter of this caliber, proven. 3 defences of his championship at middleweight, McClellan. And a Don King favourite. He was certainly looking for him to win.
Ben's legs looking very tired now, Reg. McClellan still just looking a little bit more composed, but he's still being pushed back. There goes his gun shield, I'm not surprised.
We've been talking about that. That was a race in certainty. The only bet of the night. I'd have liked that one, that it would come out. And a couple after the bell as well. He's hurt there. And I think Ben knew it. And just took the... well, that's it. Well done, mate. Yeah. He bowed to the Frenchman there. Bit of Euros. I think we should get him on the politics, Jim. I'll get the word out in a minute. I'm so excited with the rest of you. The old-fashioned sawdust bowl. We got the lot here. Well, you would in the old East End, wouldn't you? So there's the gum shield coming out, Jim, in replay.
I'm not surprised. It's been half out for most of the fight. Good left hook. The only slight problem for Ben, his punches are not having the effect you would like to see in McClellan. He's landing good shots. He's landing far better shots. Here's Big Frank getting caught up in the atmosphere and the excitement. But he's landing better punches than McClellan, but they're not having the desired effect.
Good rub down there with Sanders and Mancini and De Freitas. They must be pleased with their man's night's work. Character there in McClellan's corner called Hyacinth's Turnip Speed. Well, American fight games are Klondike for characters anyway.
Well, for sheer excitement, Reg, this one rates with any of the fights I've ever seen in all my years in the fight game.
Yeah, we're not worried about the technical side here too much, Jim, are we? They're both such competent boxers, but they're not bothering with that. They're just throwing bombs at each other.
Ben's shaking with that shot.
Yeah, and he's hit on the back of the head.
See McClellan standing off a little bit, giving himself room to punch. Ben has to get closer.
He loves what he calls a tear-up, Ben, doesn't he? He promised us he would. Oh.
Ben has to get closer. He's given McClellan punching room here.
McClellan's getting a bit irritated as well by the referee getting in there when he thinks he could be unloading punches. And now Mancini screaming in the corner, and Sanders.
This referee could ruin a good fight, Reg. He wants to get out of there, but he decides that's a low punch. He's giving Ben some time to recover.
been such a pace and such ferocity in the blows, Jim, that it's a noticeable now, just not cruise moded by any means, but by their standards now, a little bit slower, isn't it? Well, leg-wise, anyway.
McClellan is finding a little bit of punching room here. This is better. Ben has to march straight up with that crouch and punch as he comes out of the crouch, but if he stands within punching range, this fella's going to take over.
Just a point about this gum shield. If it went out among the crowd and nobody could find it, if McClellan's corner didn't have a spare, they would actually be disqualified under the new rules.
Is that overhand right again, landing for Ben, but once again, not the effect we'd like to see. Good left hook from Ben.
He's really doing the come on, mate. Anything you can do, I can do better stuff, Ben. Got himself in a great shape. At 31, it's no chicken in the fight game at this weight. That shield will come out again, Jim. I don't know whether it's got to be the breathing problem. Maybe his nose is busted.
Yeah, I think it's trouble with his breathing. I don't think his nose is busted. I just think it's been the pace of the action. The lungs are craving for more oxygen and he's got to open his mouth. That left hook missed. A good shot from Ben, just missed the whisker. See, McClellan's still trying to get a bit more composure into his work.
I saw him in a spar session once with Tommy Hearns in the front gym in Detroit, and they got applause. Can you imagine that at a workout?
That was a tremendous left hook from Ben. Again, when he was in trouble himself, that one really shook McClellan.
Barry McGuigan. McClellan has never gone past 8 rounds. Surely it's going to be a matter of fitness. This pace has been terrific.
Well, Nigel's lateral movement have given him real problems. He's loaded up throughout this fight, and they're starting to take its toll on him. He's very fatigued. He looks a lot more tired than Nigel does, but this is all down to who wants it the most, who's the fittest.
There's always a risk with Nigel that he could just get tagged.
Well, there is the risk, but he's finding McClellan much easier to hit now, and also McClellan's finding him more difficult to hit. If McClellan worked the body, he could probably have more success, but he's too tired to be able to think like that.
Looking at those two there, McClellan looks the one distressed.
No doubt about that, and he's more worried than Ben is at this stage.
And working there in McClellan's corner, Ralph Citro, great record compiler in America, and one of the most experienced of the cut men. So round 8. I think Barry McGuigan's got it about level. I've got Ben one up, Jim. You?
Yeah, I've got Ben one up too, just in sheer work rate. Although McClellan was a lot more composed.
Yes, he has got it.
The previous round.
It's still that 2 point in the opening round, probably. That's maybe people think that Ben's a little bit farther ahead, but remember that the judges have to deduct that.
The only thing that worries me in the whole fight is the fact that Ben's getting home with good shots, but they're not troubling McClellan. And in a 12-round fight, that is a severe problem. See, here McClellan's strength beginning to take over. If McClellan starts backing Nigel up, then we're going to see some serious trouble for Ben.
Yeah, now Don King standing up there to oppose Bruno. Who knows? He might even be the next opponent. He's had some like him.
Ben's too tired now to think about tactics. This is sheer heart, the sheer warrior's heart that's keeping him going now. But he must try to keep his body weight forward, keep pushing this fellow back if he can do it.
Still not getting out of the way of punches, McClellan, but I tell you what, Jim, you can't question his heart either. He's taking some tough shots.
No, but Ben should be the one that's the happier of the two. I think McClellan and his people must have thought they'd be sipping champagne already. They would not have believed Nigel Benn would still be here.
No, they obviously turned out to be a bit complacent. He's actually not managed by...
Well, that was a good right-hand lead from McClellan.
Not managed by Don King anymore, by the way. But King, he's under the King umbrella, as they say, in a promotional sense.
Oh, good right hand again from McClellan.
Oh, he's
in trouble.
He's in trouble in the 8th round here. He rolled back from that punch and he was hurt, Ben. Right above us here, Jim. Look at there he goes again. the wounded lion bit again, but he's banging trouble here.
Legs of Dick Dredge.
He's got to get out of that corner, Jim. He's got to get out of that corner, and he won't. But he doesn't mind being in the corner. That was the own impetus of missing with the punch. He's got to count there, the referee.
Ben was actually stumbling to the floor of his own accord.
Yeah, I know he was.
The punch landed, so the referee has to call it a
exactly.
knockdown.
Oh dear, that's put him back on the point schedule anyway.
But again, Ben comes back with that left hook. Right hand from Ben.
Well, we kept promoting this fight as being explosive, but I tell you what, we didn't promote it enough.
One of the few fights, Reg, even better than we anticipated.
Yeah. Punishing, grueling, and I'm hoping now for his sake, Nigel Benn, that that round didn't take too much out of him. And there's a rundown, as I said earlier, with the corner men. But the little bruise under Ben's eye has been taken care of okay. And there you are, that's the other side. With the trainer there as well. Let's have another look at that, Jim.
Well, once again, it's only the sheer heart, courage of Nigel Benn that kept him in the fight. These were the bombs that knocked out Julian Jackson and all the rest on McClellan's record, but Ben has taken them and actually come back with good shots of his own. Tremendous show of courage. This is where his legs actually dipped as though it was all over. Then he seemed to stumble forward. I think Ben threw a punch, missed, and he was stumbling. He was going over to the floor of his own accord. See that one? He was falling over, but the punch just sent him over, so the referee had to count.
Yeah, and I think McClellan can believe...
Oh, tremendous punch.
...that Ben's still there. First time he got into a 9th round in his life, McClellan.
See, Ben's tiring now, Reg, and his chin is that bit higher.
He's trying to get his hands up there. They must have warned him, the cornermen there. Tuck the chin down a bit. You're taking chances.
As soon as a fighter's tired, Reg, up comes the chin. That's what's happening to Ben, and that's what's getting him in trouble.
Actually, McClellan, Jim's just giving that little breather that Ben needs.
McClellan is still trying to keep some composure in his boxing. Ben has to drive. He has to do it for everything from his heart.
Oh, he's trying to measure him with that right hand. You watch that? There it is. Just a bit too long.
I tell you, there's nothing at all wrong with Gerald McClellan's courage or his chin. He's taken some real shots from Ben.
Yeah, there's the unofficial there by Barry, who's got him 2 points in front. Those knockdowns have done that. I tell you what, they can cancel out all the arrears any time, Ben, once he throws the right leather. They may not travel very far, his punches, but I tell you what, McClellan gets the message. Just puffed under both eyes.
The thumb in the eye, I think, from McClellan. He's complaining a little bit.
He's complaining there.
Not happy, not happy.
No, he's caught his head. Caught him with his head.
Yeah.
Oh, now the crowd don't like this. Penny Mancini screaming at the referee, make him fight on.
This is good news for Ben. This is good news for Ben. McClellan doesn't like it.
Well, Ben always said if he gets in a distance with this guy, we'll find out if he's got it.
Well, big question mark hangs over McClellan now, Reg. When clashes of heads are just expected in boxing, you take them and go on with the job. Lack of professionalism there from Gerald McClellan.
Just rushing in, Ben. It wasn't sort of stand-off, deliberate butt or head of ball or something. Ben still doing what you said, the best thing, Jim, early on, that he keeps ducking below a lot of punches. Yes, of course he's getting caught with plenty.
McClellan's strength is not in his uppercuts, it's his straight punches and his hooks. So if Ben keeps his chin low, he has very little to fear. McClellan does not use uppercuts very often.
Managed to tuck the gum shield back in there too, McClellan, at the end of the 9th. Well, WBC Super Middleweight Championship. They're the two of the cornermen, and As I say, added to that, Hyacinthus turn speed. There's a name for you. So that little, what I call the doll's house iron, is actually called an end swell that they push against the eye, which is iced up. Let's have a look at this.
Well, in that round, the courage was shown. I mean, that was just a stumble from Ben. It didn't even look to me as though the heads collided. I thought he was actually complaining about a thumb. Yes, they actually did. Yes,
yeah, but it was, you know, it wasn't a butt by any means. He fell.
Wait, but now listen, he half swallowed it that round. Don't forget the gem. Come on now, 3 rounds to go. You'll be the champion of champions. Come on.
Well, there it is. It's a bit like having Lester Piggott on a classic horse when old Denny Mancini starts shouting at them and getting them home in the last furlong of a fight. 10th round of this scheduled 12 at the 12-stone division. And the 7th defence here by Nigel Benn, former light middleweight champion as well.
Ben's actually looking better here than he was 2 rounds ago. Got his confidence back again, showing a little feint, pushing McClellan back. That was a good job from McClellan.
He's blinking a lot, isn't he, Jim? You notice that, McClellan, on the way back? Maybe a mannerism, but I doubt it. I've never noticed it before in his fights that I've seen. Well, there it is again. He's still got him a couple of points. Just now what the Swiss, Thailand and Mexico judges think. Referee from France doesn't vote. Oh! Well, you saw that punch coming. The crowd must have seen it coming. They're on their feet. Gerald McCLellan didn't see it now. He's got to get up at the 8. There's no 3 knockdown rule, as we told you earlier, if one man goes down in 3 rounds.
Bad signs here from McClellan, Reg. He almost swallowed in the previous round. This is bad. Great signs for Nigel Benn.
This is all heart is won in this fight.
He is punching McClellan earlier.
He's going to stop him, I tell you that now. This fella doesn't like it the way he's going down. Of course, you're not going to enjoy being hit. But Jim Watt and I, when they go down like that, and he's shaking his head, he's going to count him out, isn't he? He's going to count him out.
He's quit.
He's done him. He's quit. What a fantastic performance. This spring is going to be like the London Underground in the rush hour. Crazy time. What a result for Nigel Benn, and he deserves it. Fought brilliantly, courageously, and he's still the world BC super middleweight champion. Well, it's a long time since we've had excitement like this at a British fight, Jim.
Tremendous
now, these were the questions that Nigel was saying. If this guy goes long in the fight, I guarantee I'll stop him. And he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, well, tremendous performance. Even if Ben hadn't won tonight, it was going to go down as his career best performance. Just his sheer courage and the technique and the tactics in his battle. But he's won the fight. He's punched the life right out of Gerald McCLellan, the most dangerous man on the planet. And Nigel Benn is still WBC super middleweight champion.
And that's the border control doctor there in the corner with Gerald McCLellan. Just making sure that he's okay. We're still not sure. I mean, obviously the punches do it. We're not hiding that. But there seemed to be another reason, Jim. I said to you seconds before, he's blinking heavily. I haven't seen that before.
Now, I think it was a heart problem, Reg. I'm not doubting McClellan's courage, but he decided the first time he went on the floor, it was the same punches that he's been taking all night long. But suddenly the chin could still take the punches, but the heart could not. Down he went, head as clear as a bell, eyes as clear as a bell, nothing wrong with him. Apart from the fact that that punch in the jaw had an effect on his heart. We can't question the man's courage with the punches he's taken leading up to this particular round. But Nigel Benn has just punched the fight right out of Gerald McCLellan here.
In the fight trade, this is one of the biggest upsets for many years, I promise you that.
Well, especially the start Ben had. I mean, very few fighters have come back. But is it a case of, once again, of the bully, when the tables are turned, not used to taking the punishment and can't do it? But what a tremendous performance and a tremendous finish from Messi. Once again, not a devastating knockdown. McClellan has decided to go on the floor, looked at the referee and just stayed there.
Ben had beaten the odds in one of the most dramatic comebacks in boxing, but sadly for Gerald McClellan, it was a contest that left him badly injured. To this day, he is cared for by his family, and he is always in the thoughts of the boxing community.